Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto. So let's just dive in. And also, real quick, I just want to note that I did change my mic up for this video. It might be a little echoey. I'm still in the process of making sure that I'm getting rid of the echo, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But nonetheless, let's start off with this tweet here. So we do see from John E. Deaton, he's quoting a Twitter user that has been clowning around a lot of the XRP community, but this is discussing Phylon Law's tweets going all the way back to November, discussing the summary judgment motions that could essentially happen on or before March 31st, 2023. Now, obviously, yes, we didn't get to see any summary judgment motion or anything like that, but we will most likely see it within this week or the next 2 weeks at least. But nonetheless, it doesn't really matter, right? We're not trying to guess when this is going to happen. All we know is that this is going to happen at some point in time. I do believe that it will happen, obviously, before the summertime, but I could be wrong. But we do see from Johnny Dean, he's talking about, talk about a clown show. If the decision comes down Monday or next week, we're filing law / attorney Jeremy one, or Jeremy Hogan, if you will, best guess off. Even if it takes another month, it's called an educated guess. Jimmy and Jeremy are two of the best people I know who've given a lot to the community. And, one thing that I will love to note on this is that, I think everyone, and I really do speak for everyone out there, I think that we are all waiting patiently for this. In fact, I think that everyone is on the edge of their seat waiting for this major announcement because this is going to put things in motion. We have been waiting for so long, and as we have been waiting, there's been a lot of problems around crypto, which we will get to by the end of this video. But one thing that I also want to note is from Johnny D, and we do say, I'm confident Torres is aware of the public interest at stake in the Ripple XRP case. Never before did 75,000 holders and users knock on her court door, asking to be let in. But I do wonder, does she truly realize what her decision could mean for America and also American innovation? And that's another thing that I've been noting on this channel. We've been addressing a lot of the problems happening outside of the US with BRICS expanding, nations being extremely pro crypto, adopting it, as well as trying to innovate with it. Like, within the US, we're basically at a standstill, and it looks as if we are not going to see any major motive from the SEC or the US in general on regulatory actions until, again, this case. I think this case, the XRP case or the Ripple case, however you want to pronounce it, right? Because we all know that Ripple is not XRP, XRP is not Ripple, but they're both basically being sued. Ripple, the company, is being sued. XRP is the digital asset, is being sued. Or I shouldn't say sued, but claimed as a security, if you will. But the thing that I've talked about a lot with this case is the fact that I think everything is really riding on this case. I think that the future of crypto relies on this case. Whether individuals want to accept it or not, this is a huge one. And it counteracts the argument point of the SEC saying that every single token besides Bitcoin is a security, which is crazy to me because you cannot just judge the entire cryptocurrency community like that, especially with all of these other assets. In my opinion, yes, I do believe that there's a lot of security tokens within this space. I do believe that there's a lot of scams. I think that we need proper regulations, but the problem is that will we get proper regulations, or will we continue to have an agency that taxpayers pay $2 billion plus at least a year to just sit there and do absolutely nothing and tout their nonsense? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. And in fact, this might come off as a joke, whether you want to say April Fools or not, whatever, it does not matter. We do see here from Digital Asset Investor, Gary is now openly mocking crypto, and why wouldn't he? It's not like Congress is doing anything to hold him accountable besides talking and tweeting, and in the upcoming hearings, maybe asking a couple of tough questions. The government overreach won't end until the bad guy's action is matched with action. And yeah, you might think that this is a joke from Gary Gensler's actual account. It's not. I mean, when you go and look at it, this is literally his profile picture over on his account. And the thing is that we've constantly seen whatever you want to call it, mocking. It doesn't really matter. What we've constantly been seeing is attacks from the SEC on crypto. And it's because the motive from them, right? What they can do, what they can say, and what they will do as well against crypto, it's basically completely at a blind eye of Congress. Like Congress doesn't even care. And it's just insane to me that we're at this point in time where we have the SEC constantly attacking most of crypto just to benefit one group of individuals. And do you know that group? The big bankers, the banks. And again, this is why I say that this case, yeah, sure, you might call it a clown show, whatever you want to call it, right? We're all on the edge of our seat waiting for action behind this case, because this could ultimately be this could be the accelerant for major proper action to be taken around crypto. But also over here, we do see from CoinDesk, we do see the US government's actions against crypto are rightly or wrongly widely perceived as a coordinated attempt to maim digital assets. And this is from Kevin Reynolds from CoinDesk, explores how this risk sending the industry overseas without protecting investors. Yeah, and this is the big one that I've been talking about, is the fact that it's not the fact that the US is trying to kill crypto, right? They're trying to control it. They're trying to crack down on it in the most strict way possible by utilizing examples that I've said is most likely pre-planned. I do believe that a lot of it is planned from the government, but they're utilizing these examples to invoke strict regulations to take control of this industry and give all of the power to Wall Street. I've said it time and time again, and we'll get into that here in a second. But also over here from Justin Slaughter, he made this full thread talking about the reasoning why crypto is being targeted. Mainly, I want to talk to you guys about his 2 points here, and we do see a good piece. But on the why is the assault happening questions, I'd say there are two underlying reasons. One, techlash has progressed to where you couldn't pass the Telecommunications Act of 1996 today. Idea of a decentralized internet isn't that appealing to many in DC, and this is the big one, right? This is what I actually want to talk about. So I made a tweet a while back. You guys probably remember this. This is back in March 22nd to be specific. I said, do people really finally realize, just how important the XRP SEC case is now? Now, at this time, we've seen Coinbase get targeted. We've seen SushiSwap get targeted as well, which is a decentralized exchange, mind you. And a lot of it is because of lending programs. A lot of it is because of, you can earn APY on staked assets, things like that. The main thing that I wanted to say is this down here. I said, everyone laughed when XRP got targeted, but today, more than ever, you could see the true intent of the SEC. Protect the banks, take all power away from crypto exchanges, and only have Wall Street custody crypto so they can continue getting rich. Take a step back and just think about what is happening in this space. There's a war raging on, and it's not a war of healthy regulations. It's a war against a new asset class that will usurp power from the game of Monopoly the bankers are playing. And mainly, I also focus on the fact that APY, right? We talked about APY on this channel many, many times in the past. Recently, we've seen an action against Uphold. I included this in a video recently as well, and I said, and just like that, Uphold is strong-armed into shutting down their staking services in the US thanks to the SEC. Thanks, Gary Genzer and your gang of bankers, for protecting retail investors from making money. Absolutely disgusting. And this was a huge thing, right? This was March 23rd, a day after I made this tweet. And all of the major actions against DeFi and staking as a service, all of that is to protect dominance that the banks have, that small amount of dominance that they have. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's very simple, right? You can't earn the amount of money that you can earn off of DeFi at traditional banks. You just can't. So they don't want staking as a service at all to thrive in the US. In fact, they don't want DeFi to thrive at all in the US as well. But as I said back here, like exchanges, right? They're trying to shut down all of these exchanges. They don't want crypto exchanges to thrive either, because guess what? These exchanges are making a ton of money hand over fist off of, we'll say buying fees, selling fees, futures trading fees, even DeFi fees, right? Like you could earn, and the exchange is taking a little bit of a cut. Uphold has always taken a little bit of a cut, especially if you like stake Casper. We know Casper, you could earn, I think it's like 10.5%. I think on Uphold, it was like 8.5%. So yeah, they're taking a little bit of a cut. But, at the end of the day, like if we have all of this power go towards Wall Street, it is going to look a lot worse than that. A lot of people complain about the fees on some of these exchanges right now. Imagine paying fees to Wall Street. But look at how much money is flooding through these exchanges. This is the main reason. Like if you go to the top 24-hour exchange volume, look at this. This is billions of dollars moving every single day through these crypto exchanges. That's a big no-no, especially when, you're protecting bankers. The banks want that money. The banks want to see a lot of that money flow over their major platforms, which they are trying to create. Fidelity, BlackRock, I've already talked about it. But check this out, Bittrex, right? So I talked a little bit about Bittrex yesterday on Twitter because guess what ended up happening? Well, Bittrex had to shut down its US-based business. We do see here from Eleanor Tourette, new as a direct result of continued regulatory uncertainty and a lack of interest from U.S. regulators regarding sensible policies. Bittrex US has made the difficult decision to wind down and will close its U.S. operations effective April 30th, 2023. Now, I got the email when this first came out, and it's mainly because I used to utilize this exchange quite a bit to buy HBAR. Actually, this was the first exchange that was offering HBAR to US based investors going all the way back to 2020 and 2021. And now they're forced to shut down their service in the US because of the SEC. But this was not the only one as well. We also seen another exchange. It's called MEXC. I've never heard about this exchange in the past, to be honest with you guys, but I'm sure that some of you out there have. But we do see the SEC is suing MEXC.com for operating an unregistered exchange. Remember, unregistered exchange. Think about that. Just come in and register with us. That's the overall idea behind this. And we do see brokerage and clearing business simultaneously, the first such action by the agency against a crypto platform. This is very, very interesting. And it's actually kind of sad, right? Because a lot of these exchanges, listen, these are on and off ramps to and from crypto. They are vital for liquidity within crypto. And you can actually see the comparison on how they compete with other major US crypto exchanges. For an example, you actually see Bittrex there, you see Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, and you can see the referral commission, stuff like that, compared to like Coinbase. So there's a lot of offerings on MEXC compared to some of these other ones. I've never utilized this exchange, just full transparency, but we do see the headline article once you go to their website. Suspension of services on MEXC exchange. And this is, again, due to the uncertain regulatory environment surrounding our business. We have made the difficult decision to cease operations. Like, this is sad. It's a sad world that we live in where, we are seeing an attack on the exchanges. Like, this is a big deal, right? Because this is what's providing volume and liquidity to this entire community, this entire market, if you will, not community. Sorry. And what's insane is that they're trying to cut it off at the source, right? Because again, without proper liquidity, without proper volume, well, guess what? There goes a ton of volume. There goes a ton of liquidity. There becomes a lot of issues as well. Like, this is crazy to me. And again, we recently talked about the fact that there was a lot of attacks going on with crypto compared to banks too. Like, banks started to limit crypto purchases. They started to limit access as well. Like, this is a problem, and a war is raging on. We 100% need to come together and support Ripple and XRP in this major fight against the SEC, whether you like Ripple or not, and whether you support XRP as a token or not. Because this is not just about, oh, well, they're going after Ripple and XRP. No, they're going after all of this market. Every single major exchange, every single major token besides Bitcoin, of course. And this is insane to me. Now, obviously, I know that there's going to be, some comments saying, well, this is just in the US, right? But we start to see a coordinated attack with other major nations as well outside of the US. There's a lot of nations that are very pro-crypto, like I said, but there's also a lot of nations that will follow in the US's footsteps, and that's concerning to me. We need healthy regulations, 100%, and we need to fight for that. Because right now, all this is a war on decentralized finance. They want to protect the big banks, and this is a big concern. This is a big concern, and I'm tired of seeing these individuals that are in power positions that are paid for by taxpayer money making a joke of the scenario, doing absolute zero work, and also always talking about it too. Oh, we'll just come in and register. There's already laws in place. Why should we put any time and effort into this new asset class that hit a $3 trillion market cap at its all-time highs and will most likely 2 times that in the next run-up? Okay, sure. Like, it's crazy to me. But with all of that in mind, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from all of you out there. With that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.